yummy, Chef.
Ooh, goodness, that aroma is fantastic. Ooh, that does look great. Hey everybody, I'm Vera Stewart and welcome to the VeryVera Show. I'm joining you today from Savannah, Georgia. And you know, it's one of my favorite places in the state, especially because my favorite ice cream store is located here, Leopolds. And today we're going to meet the author, Melanie Bowden Simon, that has written a history book all about Leopolds. It is so interesting. Can't wait for you to meet her. And then Stratton Leopold, the owner, is going to join us. We're going to be making some really fun things in the kitchen today. Melanie and I are going to do an ice cream sandwich that's amazing. We're also going to dip cones. It'll be really great to do with the kids for Valentine's Day. And then Stratton's going to get his apron on too. We're going to do an ice cream sundae, and then his Greek spaghetti that's in the cookbook we're going to do together. Also an olive spread that's delicious. And in Vera's Corner today, I'm going to show you how to make a quick and easy ice cream dessert. So let's go inside and meet Melanie and find out a little bit more about her book. All right, everybody, I'm so thrilled to introduce you to Melanie Bowden Simon, and she is the author of Leopolds, A Century of Tasty Memories. And oh, Melanie, it's just great to be with you today.
Thank you so much
and
for having me.
I've had the best time looking through this book. I mean, it's just amazing. So tell us a little bit about it.
Yes. Well, one, it really was an honor to write it. You know, as you know, Leopold's is an iconic institution, really, in Savannah and Georgia, and you know, many people from all over come to Leopold's. So it was a really special experience. I got to know Stratton based on a previous book I had written, and we were working on that, talking about making that into a film. And so one night, Stratton and his wife Mary and my husband and I were all in a '57 Chevy.
Oh,
we
man.
were headed downtown to go to the Greek restaurant for dinner, and it was so funny because Mary and I just quickly became kindred spirits. And she, you know, I could feel that she wanted to ask me something, and she kind of just finally leaned in and she said, "Would you consider writing our book, our centennial book?" And you know, of course, I immediately just said yes, of course. And then you know, slight fear set in the next day. I'm thinking because they're so beloved, and it's also 100 years of another family's history. 100 years.
And the fact that they even had some of the pieces
amazing.
Of artifacts that have become part of this.
I teased Stratton that he could open a museum. He really is amazing. He saved menus, their pencils from the original business, obviously many photos. So we definitely did a dive into a lot of boxes that they had in their garage and hauled those in. And really an honor to walk through that history. And it's such a fantastic story on so many levels.
Well, and you know, timing wise, this was at the Prohibition time.
Yes.
And so who would have ever thought that people would quit drinking and start eating ice cream?
No one. And so it really was a little bit, you know, serendipitous for the Leopolds family. They had been in Savannah for a few years. They opened in 1919, Prohibition hit the next year, and ice cream became the new American craze. So I learned a lot. Again, I wasn't setting out to write a history book, but wanted to give it some historical context to understand.
Well, and it's like you said, this has been a destination. I mean, you literally do not come to Savannah, Georgia without going to Leopold's. And you're going to be faced with long lines and, you know, you're wondering, it just can't be that great. And once you get in the doors, you know that you were supposed to wait in that line.
Yes, and you know, the ice cream, the recipes are over 100 years old. They use the original recipes, which are just, you know, sublime. But also when you walk in here, there's something that I think that's a great part of the family legacy is you feel there's real warmth in the shop when you walk in. And Stratton, you'll see Stratton a lot here. He's often scooping ice cream and handing it to people and talking to people.
He's such a genuine figure.
Yes.
And I think for me, one of the most notable parts of the book is the love story part and why it's known as the love story of Savannah. So elaborate a little bit on that.
Yeah, you know, I feel like this book represents Leopold's. Hopefully did it well. In that Leopold's is almost like a love letter in itself to Savannah. There were so many people who worked here, who came here, and they fell in love here after, high school dances and football games, and then they come back 50 years later with their kids and their grandkids.
Right.
Some amazing stories. And
if the walls could talk.
If the walls could talk. And so much history has happened throughout. They've really endured, and that's something really special. And
exactly. Well, we are going to put our aprons on.
We're
going to get in the kitchen. We're going to dip some ice cream cones, and we're going to do some fun things together. And she's going to tell you a little bit more about the teas on this other book that was the first book that she wrote. So y'all come back with us in just a few minutes. We're going to get busy in the kitchen.
Can't wait.
Welcome back, everybody. And if you're just joining me, obviously you see I'm at Leopolds in Savannah. I'm with Melanie Bowden Simon, and she is the author of the Leopolds
Ice Cream, A Century of Tasty Memories.
I know, it's just the best little book about this fabulous place. So we're going to do some things that we think would be appropriate for Valentine's Day. And you look scared. Don't be scared.
No,
this
no,
is
no,
so easy.
I'm excited.
Okay. All right. So on these cones, we're going to dip down, and then you actually take a fork, Melanie.
Okay.
And we just want to create enough space so that all these dandy sprinkles here
will stick.
All right. So once you've got it
already
kind of coated,
looks amazing.
and I'm going to go with the pink because I think that's so cool. So it's down. And then roll.
Oh, beautiful.
How about that?
It's beautiful. That smells so good.
So I'm going to let you work on those, and see, this is a great idea for Valentine's Day.
Absolutely.
Well, I start on these ice cream sandwiches. All right, so this is one of the things that they do here that is amazing. If you don't want an ice cream cone, you can get an ice cream sandwich. So first of all, the cookies are spectacular. This is a macadamia nut, and I thought lemon would be amazing with that.
It is. That lemon is
so it's actually the Mile High ice cream sandwich. The picture out front of what these look like almost make you know for sure you're going to order one of these. Great to take home. But you're just going to spread, and see, this is something that you can do at home too. Is just making something like this with the kids. And I do a summer camp. And Stratton has been extremely generous to us with our summer camp program. Now, I could just eat that right now, but we've got other things to talk about. So I'm going to put it right there. But, tell us a little bit about what you learned about, like, the ice cream cone, for example.
Right. Well, yes, there is such great history. I learned that it used to simply be something for royalty, aristocracy in Europe. And it wasn't until the early 1900s, it actually was American presidents were the only ones who initially started eating it.
Well, of course.
Of course. And then as pasteurization and some mechanical freezing processes became much more common, they were able to expand services. And so it was in 1904, actually, at the World Fair in St. Louis, they believe, it's not confirmed, they believe it was a Turkish man who had something, I was similar to, I guess, what we would call a cone today, and it was called a cornucopia. And it was the first.
It looks like a cornucopia.
Yes, and it was the first time that people could actually walk away with ice cream, and people lost their minds over it.
I know, because
this is it.
Let me tell you that I have just put the peppermint on here. Y'all, this is the best peppermint ice cream ever. I mean, my grandchildren, they know I'm here, and if I don't go home with peppermint ice cream, I'm in trouble.
You're in trouble.
Okay, so that was a chocolate chip with peppermint. Now this is an oatmeal raisin, and we're going to put the caramel swirl.
Now, am I allowed to do one here as well?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
That's some nuts on there. So this is the caramel
beautiful.
swirl. And one of the fun things, I'm sure like you on a favorite restaurant, you always order the same thing.
I do.
That's why
I'm
you
very
go there.
boring that way.
So do you have a favorite ice cream here?
Mint chocolate chip.
Okay.
And apparently, I've not tried it yet. There's a brand new vegan mint chocolate chip. So I guess they have several flavors now that are also vegan. So.
Okay, well, we're going to keep working. We've got a little bit to do during the break. And when we come back, we are going to meet Stratton Leopold, which I cannot wait to work with him in the kitchen. And then in Vera's Corner today, I'm going to show you another quick idea for a dessert that's easy to do with things that are already made. So come back with us in just a few minutes. This is not hard work.
No, it's fun.
Vera's Corner is sponsored by TaxSlayer. It's your refund, go get it. Today I'm sharing a quick idea on how to make a great dessert using regular made ice cream sandwiches and your favorite flavor of ice cream. Here's how. Start by lining an 8 by 8 inch square baking dish with aluminum foil or wax paper. Then place a layer of ice cream sandwiches in the bottom, about 5 sandwiches with one cut in half. Top the layer of sandwiches with a pint of softened chocolate ice cream and spread evenly. Add another layer of ice cream sandwiches and then spread another pint of softened chocolate ice cream over the top and then freeze for an hour. While the cake is in the freezer, crush 12 Oreo cookies in a resealable bag using a mallet or rolling pin. To make the icing, combine the crushed Oreo cookies and 8 ounces of thawed whipped topping until well mixed. Remove the cake from the freezer and cover with the whipped topping icing. Garnish with more crushed Oreo cookies and serve immediately or freeze. Enjoy this easy and delicious ice cream all year long. Welcome back, everybody. And you know, the nicest thing about Leopolds, and Melanie told us a little bit about this, is that there are love stories here. So isn't it interesting that you would just find this tall, handsome gentleman walking around in Leopold?
I'm standing straighter now.
And I'm on my tiptoes. But everybody, this is Stratton Leopold, and I'm so happy to introduce him today. And he is the owner of Leopolds, but he has some other titles in his name as well.
Well, I have a day job. I produce movies. Now, actually, when you visit here, you'll see a number of posters, you call them, one sheets around the films that I've done. You know what? I'm preparing a picture right now that's going to film in one of your cities. It'll be in Columbus, Georgia.
Yes.
Yes.
WRBL.
A movie called The Neon Highway. We're filming in later in this year.
Oh gosh, well that's very exciting. Well, you were nice enough to put the apron on, but you know he does this from time to time, so this is nothing new. But what I haven't done is actually scoop ice cream. So we're going to start with a sundae, and I'm going to try my hand at scooping some of this vanilla ice cream out of here. And tell us a little bit about, you know, this whole Greek entrepreneurial part of the history of Leopolds.
Well, our history, my dad and his older brother started this back in 1919. That looks great.
Good. I get hired.
Yeah, you sure. Now you want some hot fudge on that?
Oh, absolutely. Let me do that too.
Ready?
Yes. Woo! That is amazing.
There you go.
Okay. Wonderful.
Now some whipped cream.
Yes. Okay, so
they started the business and they started making their own ice cream with recipes that they developed. And go ahead. And then it became very popular and grew with Savannah. In fact, we used to always make the ice cream in this little room back here. And it got to the point that we couldn't make it there anymore. We made too much of it. So we have a creamery now, and we'll show you some footage of that too.
Oh, yeah.
And we make ice cream there now.
Well,
we also make a whole vegan flavor line for our vegan friends. I have an actor friend, James Carmwell, who loves it. He eats a lot of it.
Well, the chocolate sauce that we put on here, one of the recipes in Melanie's book is for Pete's chocolate sauce. And so let me tell you a little bit about how to make that, because we did that ahead. So it's heavy cream, and you let that come to kind of a soft boil. Brown sugar, you put that in until it's nice and, you know, just melted and dissolved. Then you put your butter in that you cut into small pieces, some semi-sweet chocolate chips, and you let those kind of fold and get done. And once everything's melted together, you add in sea salt, which is appropriate for, you know, the Savannah area, and some vanilla extract. So that's a whole bottle of that. That's really amazing.
I can't wait to try it. It sounds delicious.
Okay, so now I want to make the Savannah
Socialite.
Socialite.
Okay. Well, then
So-
take that scoop
Okay,
right there.
all right.
And I'll show you right over here.
So the Savannah Socialite
Right there.
is the one that you introduced me to back in the summer. And honestly, my family, if I don't bring some of this home to every single member of my family, they're gonna really be upset. But tell us about the ingredients in this.
Well, this one we have two chocolates, a dark and a light chocolate mixed together, pecans that are roasted for us from close by, and caramel, which we make ourselves as well, with a little bit of bourbon in it.
Oh man, oh. Well, maybe that's why they want it. Okay, I'll let you put some whipped cream on
Okay.
that. And while you're doing that, I also want to speak to this savory dish that we made. So this is the spaghetti with caramelized butter and just the pasta on this, and we will have this on our screen as to where you can order this, because we actually ordered this to get the right one. But you bring the water to a boil, and then you put in your pasta, and it's going to cook for about 11 to 15 minutes until it's, you know, just the right consistency. Then you're going to cut the butter into 8 pieces, put that to a slow boil, and you're going to let that get amber colored, and it's just going to be a beautiful amber color. Then once the pasta is done, you just start the layers. It's a layer of pasta, and it's a layer of cheese,
yes.
and then another layer of pasta and a layer of cheese, and then that caramelized butter just goes on top of it. I cannot wait.
Binds it together.
Oh, it's so good. So there's many recipes in this book as well, but the history in it to me is just what is so fantastic. So filming in Columbus is coming up. You know, there's all kinds of things here at Leopolds. If you've never been, it's certainly a destination that I think you want to go, but you can also order this ice cream online. So we're going to tell you more about that coming up, but just come back with us in just a few minutes and we'll put this all together and talk more about what we did today. Well, you know, it started raining outside.
A little bit, yeah.
But what better thing to do on a rainy day than to come to Leopold's? So we were busy during the break. We made another savory dish out of your beautiful book. This is the olive spread, so it's great with crackers and celery. So we just had the best time today. Melanie, thank you so much for joining us. And I'd love for you to quickly tell about this project as well.
Yes, this is my 2016 book, La Americana. It's a memoir of how I met my husband in Cuba, and a certain executive producer is currently, we're in a book to film development for, So,
Yes, so you're going to get to spend a lot of time together. That's amazing.
So very excited.
Well,
It's a wonderful story.
you know, and I can't wait to read it. She gave me a copy. I'm so excited about it. So we kind of did a little bit of everything today on the show. We did, you know, the pasta that is so fabulous. We made ice cream sandwiches. We got to talk about all of our favorite flavors. So just this time of year when we're getting close to Valentine's Day, you know, the love stories and the love things that have come out of this establishment are just amazing. But, you know, just in terms of looking for a great gift idea, if you know somebody that loves Leopolds, your book is the perfect gift to go along with that. And, you know, Stratton, you've got so many things going on. We're going to be following you in Columbus, Georgia, with the film that's starting just here in the next few weeks. So, you know, I always say on the VeryVera show, no matter what you do it in good taste. But I certainly want to say to everybody today that one of the things that we're excited about is we're going to do a very special giveaway. We're going to be giving away a 4-pint cooler full of your 4 favorite flavors of this ice cream. So we want you to go to leopolds.com to look at what those flavors are so you can pick yours. You're going to give away your book. You're going to get one of these dandy aprons so that when you're scooping that ice cream, you can look
official.
You can be official. And then I'm going to throw in the VeryVera cookbook. So what we want you to do is to go to all of our social media channels. You're going to have all the directions there for how to register. We want the people in Wisconsin to register, the people in Dallas, Texas. So if you're within the sound of my voice, we want you to register for this. So I want to thank you for bringing this story to life to everybody. I want to thank you for your hospitality, Stratton. And I certainly want to encourage all of you, when you are in Savannah, Georgia, you need to come to Leopold's. So guess what? It's time to open up the doors.
Let's get it open.
So let's go.